Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is one of the greatest 2D platformers out there. It's everything 2D Mario thinks it is. Now, Donkey Kong's moveset is relatively simple. Jumping, rolling, and smashing are going to encompass most of your playtime, but the gameplay stays fresh through its stellar level design. Variety is this game's defining feature. You'll be constantly interacting with new challenges, new mechanics, and new ideas. One level might be a standard jungle DK experience, but then another level might take place on a beach, where giant waves come every 5 seconds, so timing is everything. Then you might get a minecart level, and then a rocket level, then a level where the foreground is all black, with the color being in the background, so enemies might blend into the foreground. Then you can do the same thing, but in an underwater bioluminescent reef. The amount of innovative and creative ideas in this game are on par with Mario Galaxy. The game strikes a great balance between excellent and challenging platforming and simple but effective combat. Both of these are used to great effect in the boss fights at the end of each world, and most of these bosses are just incredible. Incredibly aggravating. Wow! Nice job killing Millennia at level 1 without taking any damage. Do it blindfolded, and then it might be half as hard as killing this stupid owl. Though these boss fights can be very challenging, they're also very well designed, so they have very few attacks that are completely unavoidable. Another thing about these games that are great are the atmosphere and the world. Oftentimes in the 2D Mario games, the backgrounds and platforms are usually quite generic and very gamey. Why is the Mushroom Kingdom just an amalgamation of random floating polygons? Because frick you, that's why. But in Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, there are very few places that feel like the platforms were only there just so Donkey Kong had something to jump on. Each platform has some reason to be where it is, whether it's a protrusion from a nearby wall, or is flying with balloons. Each platform makes sense to be where it is, and it gives the game a very grounded feel. And like how there is a lot of variety in the gameplay, the atmosphere is exactly the same. There are so many different locations and places to explore, each with great visuals and phenomenal music. It really feels like Donkey Kong is moving through an actual world where people live in, instead of just an obstacle course designed simply for the character to traverse. Pretty much every aspect of this game is polished and refined to perfection, and it would be impossible to name another 2D platformer as good as this one. Okay, it would be impossible to name 2 other 2D platformers as good as this one. In the end, my only real complaint about this game is that I can't beat this stupid thing.